Not much in this round. Basilio having all sorts of trouble here, trying to find a way through with those damaging punches of his. And Pender up on his toes and feeling good about himself here. That said, it's still a close round. Into round 7 we go then. Still an intriguing contest, this one, and really very little between them. And Paul Pender's style, naggingly effective. Both of these men have beaten Sugar Ray Robinson. Robinson, of course, reversed that defeat to Basilio. It was beaten on 2 occasions by Paul Pender. Well, looks like Basilio now overreaching with his punches. They're not having quite the effect they were earlier. And both of these men knew exactly what to expect from each other. And this fight was signed boxer versus fighter. Of course, Pender knew he'd be in for a very rough, rugged 15 rounds of boxing. Well, first time in the fight, really, that Basilio's backed off. And it's taken till the 7th round here for Paul Pender to try and assert his authority on this fight. Basilio still getting through with the odd good shot. He does look like he's running out of ideas here. Pender sticking to the basics. And just the very name suggests that Carmen Basilio is a fighter, as indeed does Paul Pender suggest he's a boxer. Into round 8, and Paul Pender, now the defending champion, has got the lead. Basilio, former welter and middleweight champion, looking to become a middleweight champion for the 2nd time, and this is 4th attempt at that. Third defence of the title, of course, for Paul Pender. I suspect now that Basilio getting slightly frustrated at Pender's boxing tactics. He's just staying half a pace backwards here, making things terribly difficult for the challenger. And for the second round in a row, Carmen Basilio forced to take backward steps here. All the time, of course, looking for a way through. Nice double jab from Pender. He's a smart man. Well, it looks like Basilio's playing into the hands here of the champion, because he's elected to try and box at long range instead of using the tactics that have done him so well in the past. It's a rough, brawling sort, but he won't outbox Pender. Just like Pender won't outfight Basilio. Blood still flows then from the left eye of Pender, and indeed the left eye here of Basilio. Very strong little man. 5'6.5". Into round 9 we go then, and the 5'10" Paul Pender has got a definite edge now over Carmen Basilio. The early stages, of course, it was very hard to decide who had the edge at all, if anybody. But Pender's tactics have been more successful so far. Basilio giving away 3.5 inches here in height and, of course, reach, and that's a major deficit. Although, I've got to say, at times he does make light of that. And the one punch really that Pender's failed to utilise is the uppercut. Always a cracking punch against a shorter fighter. So the blood then spattering the shorts of both men. Of course, with Basilio wearing black, it's hard to tell. And the left eye now of Paul Pender beginning to close. Keeps dabbing at the blood. Once again, his boxing ability, seeing him through here. Well, good footwork here from Paul Pender now, keeping himself out of trouble. And of course, landing enough punches to take the rounds. Well, this is a good attack now from Pender, pushing Basilio back. So into round 10 we go then, and time is running out now for the challenger Carmen Basilio, who could be 3, 4, 5 rounds behind at this stage and may need a knockout to win the title. The former welterweight champion Basilio knows exactly what it's like to fight in the middleweight division. Done that plenty of times, and this is his 4th attempt at becoming a middleweight champion for the 2nd time. And of course, for Paul Pender, this is an entirely different fight to the two he had with Sugar Ray Robinson. Last time out, he stopped Britain's Terry Downs in 7 rounds to regain the middleweight title. Well, smart bit of work here now from Pender. He knows exactly where the challenger is at all times, and he's looking pretty cool doing what he does. And Pender, of course, just needs to try and contain Basilio here. And one good punch from Basilio could change the course of the fight, and of course the destination of the title belt. Well, looks like Carmen Basilio now is completely out of ideas here. Takes that lovely little salvo of jabs there from Pender. So into round 11 of the scheduled 15. Well, I suspect now the champion's got a pretty healthy lead here with 10 rounds in his pocket. He hasn't won them all, but he's won enough. So the 30-year-old champion then from Brookline in Massachusetts, looking to successfully defend his title here against this very compact man from Canastota in Carmen Basilio. And both men showing the signs of battle as this one has worn on. Both in fact damaged quite early on in this fight. Pender really does fancy this one now. Oh, nice right over the top there from Basilio. And he knows it. Pender, though, used to taking the power here of Basilio. Brushes that one off. To fight someone of Basilio's stature for 45 solid minutes takes some doing. Equally, of course, for Basilio, to have your head boxed off for 15 rounds, tough game. Both men working incessantly. So round 12 then, and time is running out here for the challenger. And Carmen Basilio needs a knockout to win the bout. And Paul Pender looking very comfortable out there, despite the fact he's in against the fearsome Basilio. And Basilio's heritage is assured with that cracking welterweight title win over Tony DeMarco, and then of course the middleweight championship win over Sugar Ray Robinson. Two very solid fighters. Pender's place in history also secure. Pender's exposure to the big names has not been quite as fierce as that of Basilio's, but he's gone about his business and he's done a good job.